Hey!
How are you?
Hey, I'm
You
good.
can go ahead and shut that door behind you.
All right.
It's good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm well. Things have been good.
Good. You had some home visits this morning.
I did. Yeah, those went really well.
Good.
Still getting to know a lot of the clients, but
Yeah.
the relational things look like they are on the right track.
Good.
So,
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad they went well. So,
mhm.
yeah, good for you for getting out there, building some relationships, just jumping right in. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's great.
just
That's tough to do.
yeah, just jumping in.
Awesome. Well, that's great. So I know yesterday we had that longer meeting where we made a supervision contract and we talked through
Yeah.
our roles and how my goal to support you and working toward your goals professionally and with a specific job.
Yeah.
So today we're going to set a specific goal and then we'll just keep working on setting more goals when we have some more time to.
Okay.
So my role is, just like we talked about yesterday, is to support you. It's to make sure that you know what our agency's policies are within what you're working on, but then also to provide you with any resources or support or education or professional development that I can in order to help you meet your goals. So just know that I'm here to support you, and I'm excited to hear what you want to work on. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're excited about so far with this job, what you've enjoyed, what you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I've just, I've only been at this for a few weeks.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed hearing people's stories.
Okay.
That's
great.
Yeah, everyone comes from just different places, and it's really interesting when you sit down with these people, and hear their stories, just how different and how interesting they are.
Yeah.
So I've really just enjoyed getting to know these people, how they arrived at where they're at in life now.
Yeah. So now that you've done it for a couple weeks on your own, out there scheduling your home visits and everything on your own, tell me what's been tough, what you're kind of struggling with, what you need support with.
Time management. Definitely time management. Just being able to work with, with the clients, and in a way where, I'm still maintaining that work-life balance, but I'm also being available for them, so just trying to balance that, find a good balance. There's been times when I've felt like, I've may not have been as available as I should be, and then other times I felt like I was just too available. So just finding the balance.
Can you tell me more about like scheduling your home visits out? How's that going?
It's not often that the first time I try and establish contact with them that I actually get them.
It's tough sometimes.
So there's just kind of I'm a planner. I like to plan. A week ahead of time, and so I'm learning with a lot of my clients, or most of my clients, that that kind of approach just may not be the most beneficial.
Okay.
It's becoming more of a 2 to 3 day sort of.
Trying to track them down.
Yeah. So, initially I found myself kind of wanting to have more of a long-term plan with a lot of them, setting goals and stuff, and realizing that, we're going to have to take this, almost case-by-case basis, day by day, as far as setting expectations. So, I don't know if that helps clarify.
No, that makes sense. So it sounds like you're kind of having a hard time knowing how long it's going to take with each client, knowing if you can just schedule an hour, show up, meet, and they'll be there, or if it's going to be some time to find them,
is this meeting still productive? Is this time that move on? Do I need to drill this in more?
Okay, so you're also kind of working on the content of what you're doing with your meetings.
The content. When the major on the majors and minor on the minors. So.
Fair enough. There's sometimes a lot of things to think about with the client, so it's kind of helping them focus on what they're working on, which is part of why you do that goal setting with clients as well. But it's a lot, especially when you're first meeting them. Well, which of those things do you feel like you want to set your first goal for me to support you with? What's the biggest thing?
Yeah, so I mean, you, you jump in with these clients, and there's just initially there's just the feeling of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot that needs to be done with this one person, and I've got several of them.
Yeah.
And I'm only one person.
Right.
And I do have a wife that I go home to, and so time management would be. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear maybe some of your advice on how you handle that, in your time in the field. Maybe some advice, but really just some kind of hard and fast rules.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would probably be a good place to start time management.
Okay. So it sounds like within time management, you've kind of got two things that you're working on. One is figuring out how long things are going to take with clients and planning out your schedule.
Yeah.
And then the other one is figuring out what to do with your time with those clients and what to prioritize.
Yeah. Make it the most productive, the most encouraging. Yeah.
So I think, then tell me how you feel about this, but since group supervision is going to focus on goal setting with clients and using those open-ended questions and motivational interviewing, we kind of started that already with group supervision with the team.
We did.
Since that can kind of focus on the content, and of course I can check in with you one-on-one without supervision. If we kind of focus your individual time on your schedule, and how to manage your time and how to kind of anticipate client needs and schedule and time to be available for that. Does that seem like something that would be good for us to work on?
That's a good place to start.
Great. Well, I do want to compliment you. It's good to have self-awareness. It's good to know kind of what you need to work on, especially since you just started pretty recently.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot to take on, but hopefully you won't feel quite as overwhelmed if we're able to kind of work on the schedule and make sure that you're meeting all your client needs. So like I said, my role will be to support you in any way that I can. And then also provide you with resources. So there's a professional development with Case Management Institute that has to do with time management and work-life balance that I think would be really good for you.
Okay.
So I can either get that curriculum and we can do that together, or I can make sure you get a chance to go over there.
Is that like an online or?
No, it would be an in-person professional development, or I could potentially get the curriculum and do it with you in our supervision time.
Okay. That'd be
working
great.
on that skill with
I'd really
you.
enjoy that.
So I'll look into that and I'll get back to you. And then, it is also my job to make sure that you know the expectations. And I know you did orientation and you know the policies around making sure you see each client at least once a month, or at least what it means to do your due diligence to find them, and just all those different, kind of policy rules, and then what case notes need to be written and those types of things for each visit. So that'll be my role as well. So if you ever have questions about those things, feel free to ask me. So I'm thinking, tell me a little bit about right now what you do to schedule if you're looking at a week and you're scheduling what you got to do for that week. Tell me a little bit about that process right now for you.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's not much. Okay. It's kind of what I would kind of love your advice on. I'm reaching out by phone with the people I can reach out to on phone.
Okay.
With the people that aren't as easy to get in touch with, I'm going to find them.
Yeah, I mean, I will encourage you that over time you'll start to kind of realize who can get a letter and that will be sufficient, and who is good with a phone call.
Yes.
You'll feel, you'll start to figure out your clients and you'll get a better rhythm. Part of that just comes with time. So do be encouraged that part of it will just start to feel better. Let's talk about some specific goals and structures we can do for these first 6 weeks, particularly around your schedule. So I know you have your agenda with your your calendar and planner that we provided. Do you think it would be helpful to have that to turn in your week, your plan for the week, and review it with me at the beginning of each week? We could even do our supervision meeting like right at Monday morning or Friday afternoon.
I mean, any one of those times would work.
Okay. Let's do Monday morning so you can come in the week ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll meet on Monday mornings. Can we do 8 to 8:30?
We can do 8 to 8:30. Yeah.
Great. And that'll just be a check-in. And so your goal for that would be to turn in your plan for your week, kind of an hour by hour, where you're going to be, who you're going to see, And then within that conversation, we can talk about making sure that, you know, it is our policy that you see each client each month, so that you know, if you're not seeing someone all week, that you know which week you're going to try to see them in. And then you can be realistic when we look through your week about if you have a client you're going to have to find, that it might take 5 hours instead of 1. And so being realistic about blocking that time out. And then we can talk through your rationale for that. You know, we can also work on being strategic about clients who live in the same area or tend to be in the same place. Clients who come to our, you know, our different like life skills and our different events, who you might be able to set something up with, you know, when you see them there. So yeah, let's say that your goal is to meet weekly on Monday morning.
Okay.
And then at that time, you're going to turn in your schedule for the week.
I'm going to put this in my calendar.
Great. And I will also be giving you a copy of these notes that I'm taking.
Okay.
So you'll get those back, and you'll be able to have that as well.
That's great. We said 8.
Yep, 8 to 8:30.
Okay.
Yep, perfect.
We'll just put that. I talked to my wife about that. She shouldn't have any problem with it.
Great.
Okay.
Perfect. So that's the plan for that. And your goal there will be turn your week schedule. Do you think it would also be helpful to turn in or to have reviewed your schedule from the week before and kind of process how that went?
Yes, I really would like to, because I think one of the things I'm running into is I might be setting unrealistic expectations for a week.
Yeah.
And so I think the before and after would help a lot, because
Great.
you know, maybe going in and coming out, we can go, okay, well, you know, we set this expectation, like,
Okay.
here's how it fleshed
Here's how
out.
it went.
Yeah, you know, what you know, based on this client, hearing maybe some more advice from you since you've done this for so long, like, you know, so, you know, this is the expectation we can have in light of this knowledge that we now have of this client, you know, that you have, and that would be, that'd be really beneficial, because I think, I don't want to burn myself out with unrealistic
No, I think that
expectations.
makes sense. And that'll help you start to kind of consciously feel out that, like we're talking about how you get to know which clients take longer and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll start to have that if we're more consciously talking about it for these beginning 6 weeks. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So let's say, do you think by Monday morning it would be feasible for you to have made a list of things that went well, things that didn't go according to your timeline, you know, things that kind of messed up your schedule or your plan, whether that's you couldn't find a client, or you know, this just took longer, you realize this client does things more slowly, or maybe you went to a home visit and you were done quicker than you thought, or you you found out certain clients are there more often. So just kind of a what went well, time management wise, what went as you predicted, and then what kind of didn't go as well, and that you make kind of that report each week and come on Monday with your schedule for the week and your report from how last week went.
Okay, so those 3, is that going to be part of what you send me?
Yes, yep, I've written all that down, so that you come in. You're saying 3.
I just want to make sure
it'll just be those 2 things: the report from the week before and your schedule for the upcoming week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But in that, I think I was the 3.
Positives.
Yeah,
things that
yeah,
went well, and things that
yeah.
you'd like to kind of process that didn't go as well. Great. Is that feeling like something that you think you'll be able to do? And then within that, of course, there's the goal of seeing each client each month and making sure that you have time for the client to respond to client crises or help them if, you know, they have needs like they need a ride to the doctor or something else. You know, you might see a client a few times if they need those extra things. Do you think this will help with those?
I think it will. I think it will. Yeah, I think it will. I mean, I honestly, at this point, I think probably just getting started and having something to put in front of you will work wonders for me. You know, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that'll help you, be able to meet those expectations coming from the agency and from policy with HUD and, you know, the other different grants that we work with and stuff. Does it seem feasible? Do you think you'll be able to get to that each week, get that report done? I know it's a little extra work. Do you have maybe you could schedule some time on Friday for you to get that done each week?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's possible. I think it's feasible.
Okay.
I just, you know, how well and how, you know, how good I do at just my job, I think I'll probably I think part of it will come kind of, as you said, with just experience, working with clients, getting to know them relationally. But yeah, then just the skills to be able to kind of think 2 or 3 steps ahead for these clients. But you know,
Well, that sounds really good. So I've written down your goal that you're gonna create your weekly schedule and turn that in on Monday
Okay.
mornings. That you'll create that report each Friday, or you can create it over the weekend. But I prefer if you were able to fit it in those work hours. Just how the week went, reporting what things went really well with your time management. Let's say at least 2 things each week for what went well, 2 things for what maybe didn't go as well, or what you didn't go as planned at least. Which of course doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong. That's just the nature of our clientele sometimes. And then we'll discuss that each week at supervision. And then, like I said, I'm gonna put as one of my next steps that I'm gonna work on finding that curriculum or seeing if that professional development's coming up at all, just to work on time management skills. And there's just a lot of skills around keeping a calendar and anticipating needs of clients, especially with this one is specifically for people doing this kind of work, and so it's would probably be really helpful for you. If that all sounds good, I'm gonna have you sign this, and like I said, I'll give you a copy of this these notes.
Okay.
And then I'll sign as well, and I'll make sure you get
Right
that.
there.
Yep, and I'll
Okay.
make sure you get that copy in your mailbox, and that's what we'll do for each supervision is you'll sign and I'll sign, and then you'll get a copy in your mailbox within
Okay.
an hour from now. And I will sign as well. Do you have any other big concerns or anything going on right now before we? I know we have group supervision tomorrow. We'll talk about that other content
That's
stuff.
gonna go to my work email, right?
I'm gonna put it in your mailbox.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep, but it'll be physically in your mailbox, and
Great.
well, it was great to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really excited about the work you've been doing. Clients have reported that they're starting, to build a
Yeah.
good rapport with you, and you seem like you're really doing well and making a big impact on clients. So that's great. And just remember that it's there's a lot, and you're meeting a lot of people, but it will as time goes on, it will start to feel like not quite as much.
That's what I'm hoping for.
So make sure to prioritize your own boundaries and mental health, and ask for help when you need it. I'm here to support you. If you want me to go on a home visit with you, or if you want to process one, I can be available for extra supervision times or meetings and support.
Yeah, something like that. These first few weeks might be really beneficial.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. Well, thanks, Irvin. Good
Awesome.
to see you. Hope your afternoon goes well. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. You take care.
You too.